Alright, how you doing? Welcome to Culinary Episodes. Today we're going to do an individual banana cream pie with a chocolate sauce. So the first step in this, we're going to make our crust, and this is vanilla wafers. It's just simple vanilla wafers you buy in the supermarket. Mix that with your butter, and just stir. We're going to make this pasty, and that's all you're looking for. Okay, so now we got our crust mixture ready to go, and you can see when you hold it and it forms together like that, it's ready to go. So we just take some, put it in the bottom, and just press. And it's perfectly fine if it's uneven, it goes up the sides a little bit, because when you take it out of this mold, it looks really nice. It gives a nice presentation. Okay, so we do that, and we're going to set it aside for a minute. Look at this crust. We're going to take some of our brown bananas, make some slices, and we're going to line the bottom of the pan with this as well, right on top of the crust. So it's just like so. Okay, so that when you take it out of this mold, you have the crust, then you have a layer of banana, then you have your pie, and the whipped cream on top with the chocolate sauce. It's going to make a really nice presentation. Okay, so the next step, we're going to chop our bananas, just a rough chop, and they go into the bowl. We're going to mash them up. Bananas should be good and brown like that, not rotten. You can see this is the same thing peeled, but they're nice and soft. So these go in just like that, all that natural sugar coming out of them. In, and then we mash them. You could use a fork to do this. You could do them by hand if you want. However you want. Just get them nice and okay, the next step in our banana cream pies, we're going to combine in a pot, medium heat, sugar, cornstarch, sifted, and just a pinch of salt. Give that a stir. Just make sure there's no lumps in there, like that one right there with sugar. Just break that. Make sure it's mixed well. And we're going to just add our milk a little at a time. Okay, we're going to bring that to a boil and then lower it down right away. So we brought our mixture to a boil, and it comes out like a nice, it almost looks like Alfredo sauce at this point. It's a nice thick, this is the base of our custard. So now this is the same that we do for creme brulee, like you saw in the other video. We're just going to temper it. So add a little bit of the cream to the egg yolks, stirring it. And it's just to temper the yolks. So we're going to get the yolk mixture used to the temperature, and that's all that it is. So we can do that. A little bit more. Okay. Mix that. Okay, and then this goes right into the base of the custard here. And just always keep stirring as you're pouring this in. Okay, now we're going to add vanilla and butter. And we're just going to stir until this is all dissolved and mixed in. And you can see it's getting that nice shine. That's what the butter's going to do to it. Okay, once that's just about melted, then we're going to add our bananas. Just go plop straight in. Give this a turn. And as soon as the bananas hit that heat, you can smell it. It's a really strong, sweet flavor. Okay, and all we're going to do is stir this until it's smooth, and we're going to put it into our individual baking dishes there and put it in the oven, and we're going to go to our next step. Okay, so we got our custard here, and this is the next step. We're just going to fill our trays. Like so. And then these go into a 350-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so we're going to make our whipped cream, and just to show you that it can be done by hand if you don't have a mixer or a KitchenAid or food processor or something like that. Vanilla, sugar, and a whip. That's all it is, and you just whip, and it's going to take about 15 minutes, but you can do it. Alright, so for our next step with the banana cream pie, we're going to make the chocolate sauce. All this is our heavy cream with a teaspoon of vanilla, sugar. We're going to mix this up. I'm going to add some light corn syrup. Okay, we're just going to bring this to a boil, lower the heat, and then we're going to add it to our chocolate, and that's it. Okay, so we got our cream here and our sugar and corn corn syrup boiled here together, and we're just going to pour it over our chocolate and stir. And it's going to look like a little bit of a mess in the beginning, but once it melts up and completely forms its sauce, it's going to be delicious. It's going to take a couple of minutes, you know, to use this, but it's going to stick like that a little bit. That's all right. You just keep mixing. It'll melt in. Okay, so here we are with our banana cream pie. We're going to plate it. And here, the whipped cream that we were doing, like I said, it took about 15 minutes, but it comes out just as good as any machine you're going to put it in. So, the chocolate sauce. And do whatever kind of design you like. That's about it. Plate our pie. And we put our whipped cream into a pastry bag. You can get a little fancy with it if you want. Just like that. Some berries. Some mint. And there it is. That's it. There's a few steps involved, but it's a really delicious dessert. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode.